Hi, I'm going to demonstrate how to use if, else, and else if statements in PHP. So first we're going to start out talking about some operators. When using, when you want to refer to equal, you need to actually put two equal marks. If you only have one, it's just assigning something. 3 is identical, exclamation, equal, not equal, and then greater, less than. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So those are some operators that we can use when we talk about if-else statements. So an if-else statement is basically saying, if this is entered, then we want this to happen. So what we need to do is if, and then we put our condition. If something happens, then this is the code that we want to come back. And then we also have an else. So say if they enter this, then this comes back. But if they enter something else, then tell them this. We can add to that to say, so we have an if this happens, and then we can say else if, and then we put our condition. And then obviously our code to be executed. So this works. So for example, if we have a math thing, so if 5 is the number entered and 5 is the number we're looking for, then we say, hey, it's true. So let's go ahead and look at it in action. So we assign our variable. If our variable is, and let's go ahead and use 5. So that's our variable. So then we want our user to enter their variables. Oops. I need to close it. So we want our user to enter the variables. So if the variable that they enter is equal to 5, then we can echo, or we tell them, great job, you got it. Then if they're not entering 5, if they're entering a number smaller than 5, your variable is smaller than the number we're looking for, which is 5, we can echo back and say too low. Close that. Close this. And close that. And then you can just have kind of a catch-all. If none of that happens, then we make our variable, else does not have a variable. So if none of that happens, then we echo back too high. Close that. And close that. So then if we test it, right now our variable is set to 5, and we test it, it tells us we got it. If we were going to change this to 10, it's too high. It says too high, and if we were to change it to 4, then it's too low. And you can also do this with like names. So we wanted to do like a, hey, nice to see you, Sarah. Whenever Sarah is entered, then it will say, hello, Sarah. Then if someone else is entered, Joe, say, hey there, Joe. You can go on and put a bunch of names in. If a name is entered that we don't know, or that's not there yet, then you just say like, hey there, stranger. And we can run that. Hello, Sarah. Let's put Susan. Run it. Hey there, stranger. So I think that's it. We have our variable that's put in. We have our if statement or another if statement. And then if none of that, then we have our else. I hope that helps.